Hello everybody, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. We're doing okay.
Yeah.
At the minute, we're trying. So we're going to try and have a drive out to Borsdane Woods because weather's not so bad. We're going to have a look at the sighting reports down there and do a little video for you guys. So we'll be back in a bit. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
Turn right.
The witch are out today on that side of the motorway having a look at some of the reports on Windsor Hill and Great Hill, and I'm going to be on this side of the motorway looking at the Hindley reports. So the two reports we're going to today, one is from the 70s and one is from the early 90s, but their recent reports have just come in. We're just on the motorway now. When I get a bit nearer I'll update you.
Yards, enter the roundabout and then take the first exit.
That's where Karen and Mickey. I'm sorry about the traffic noise, but there's not very much I can do about that at the moment, I'm afraid. But we're actually in the area now. That's the small brook. Hang on, let me get a better shot for you. So, I'm not in the exact spot of the sighting report. It's a school, it's right next to a school, so I didn't feel comfortable just turning up there, you know, during COVID and filming next to a school. Now, as you can see, I think people are camping down here, probably homeless people or something. But this is the brook in question. Just a second. So what we have is a young boy, very early 70s, in an area called Sammy's Flash, which is over in that direction there. And he's at the side of the school and he's dipping with a little cocky net, like in this brook here. Tadpoles or sticklebacks or something like that, as a lot of us did as kids. It's the daytime, it's nice, and he described seeing something that he at first thought was a kangaroo. He said it was about 7 feet tall. It had kind of sandy coloured hair, and it jumped from one side of the brook over to the other in this strange leaping motion, bounding or leaping. And he followed it for a little bit and he realised that he couldn't keep up with it at any point. So that was kind of it. He said he didn't feel frightened. He didn't feel attacked or in danger in any way, shape or form. He was just happily fishing in the brook. I saw something he can't explain, and I will bring you more details on that. So now we're off to Borsdane Woods for the second account, which actually this brook runs through. So I'm going to take you to the 60 steps area. So we've picked up the brook again at Borsdane Woods, which is, believe it or not, one of the most ancient woodlands in the northwest of England. Now I know many people wouldn't believe that, but there are some very, very old species of trees down there within the woods. Now this account takes place at the beginning of the woods, where a number of young boys are camping. You see the brook here now, and they late on, probably 2-3 in the morning, something like that, decide to start walking, and they walk up to the 60 steps area, which is that way, and they describe hearing, there was 3 of them, a blood curdling scream that went on and on. He said it sounded as if a large animal, like a cow or a horse, was drowning in its own blood, which is absolutely gruesome, isn't it? But this is this area. Now, this brook will take you to the area of Deep Pit, where we have the Birchman. And if you follow it along, it takes another 2 or 3 reports actually that come in of a red-eyed thing or a creature that could possibly be using this brook as somewhere to go. So as I drive out today, I'm going to actually show you what I think is the corridor that goes between here. It would be a secondary route. So if this was the first route from, Borsdane to Deep Pit, there should always be a secondary or third route at least. And I think I might have picked up on it. I think it might be Hartshaw Common. So I'll take you there now and you can have a look at that. But yeah, you imagine it's, say, 2:30 at night. I haven't got my notes on me. Pitch black. You can't see in there. There's no lights in there or anything. And you suddenly start to hear something screaming at the top of its lungs that sounds like it's gargling its own blood. Now, he said they were used to being around here. They've been around here their entire lives. So, they're used to foxes and owls and all that kind of stuff that people are going to say it was. This stood out to him as unusual. And it stayed with him. He's in his 50s now. It happened to him in the 1970s. And I don't find it strange that this little brook here is having so many sightings when you think we're actually standing now on ancient woodland, even though it's full of rubbish and disrespected and covered in dog walkers' mess and tin cans and all that. But our ancestors walked here once, and I wonder if they're still around somewhere. I'm hoping the audio on this is going to be okay. Way down there in the distance you can see the bottom of the Pennines, and way up there is Winter Hill, where Karen and Mick and Caroline are today. And I think that this corridor from here, you could go over those fields and hit Borsdane, pick up the stream and set yourself down to Deep Pit, or you could use this common, which is common land, which is also one of the deer areas because it's also a golf course. So you could use this to get down to Deep Pit. So I think that maybe all these areas are connected. If you live in the area, it's probably much easier for you to see the route in your head. But I think I'll plot it out on my map when I get home, and I'll explain it a little bit more when I'm in the kitchen nice and warm. It's a lovely spring day, but the wind's biting, so I'm going to go home and have a cup of tea now. Really strange being out here without my dogs, I've got to be honest. Normally I have one running around my feet, so I have to keep my camera eye up so she doesn't get into the shot. So yeah, it's lovely out here today, but I wonder what it's like at night. I'm at home now. It's about 8 p.m. and Mark suggested we go back for a drive and have a look at the roads and see how dark they are at night. And what the area is like at night, so I'll be doing that. But I wanted to speak a little bit about the corridor before I went. As you can see from the images that are passing you, these are all the reports that we have in the area, in that triangle that I've spoken to you about before. From the M6 up to Winter Hill, taking in Hindley, Leyland, Chorley, all those areas. There are quite a number of reports all clustered together in one place. Do you know of any other local tales from the area, or have you experienced anything yourself? Please get in touch if you have, because we would love to know more. So now, as I say, we're going to go out and have a look at the place in dark, and I'm going to bring you along with us. This is a bit sketchy, innit? I'm hoping this. No, I didn't see it.
On the side.
Oh, we can see the pike from here.
We're actually on a bridge here. So. What's that say?
I don't think we can go in.
Drive slowly.
Yeah, I don't think we should go any further. Stop
Stop
here.
Over here.
Yeah, just stop here. Just turn your lights out so they can see how dark it is. All you can see is the lights from the pipe. In a second, I'll get out and I'll film and just show you just how dark it is out there. I've not even gone as far as the woods, to be honest. I just wanted to give you an idea on just how dark it is. Now that's the woods there, and this is with the flash on. Let me see if I can turn my flash off. But as you can see, it's absolutely pitch dark in there. Can you imagine being in there and hearing something screaming and gurgling in its own blood? So that red dot that you see in there is Rivington Pike. So to get from these sightings from Hinley, all you got to do is cross those dark woods. So I will bring you this report and the other reports from the hill, which include a new werewolf report, in probably 2 weeks' time now. And I will see you all as normal on Saturday for the premiere. So thanks to everybody for all your kind words. Me and Mark read every one of them and we were incredibly touched, and we're very grateful. So good night, everyone.